All right.
So over the weekend, I saw this. This just came up late last night into this morning, of a church in Abuja. This is Pastoral's church in Abuja, where a video had come up about him. Should I say? He stopped a woman mid-testimony that she was lying, and he admonished and spoke about how it was detrimental, even as far as saying things about maybe how far it could go as far as her life or something. You know, he spoke about the dangers and how it was wrong, and called her out in the middle of a testimony. Now, this is a very big church, you know, and then everybody came out like, oh, that was wrong, because you know this thing about testimony. You know, people will call it survivorship bias, and it can be fun because it can seem like, you know, at times someone can sit back and if you're not telling the truth, it could, yes, have some effects. But then later it was now found out to be that this particular woman who gave this testimony wasn't actually lying. You know, she spoke about how she got her law degree. Yeah. I think it came from where she was asked what degree was it, and she said BSc in law. Okay. Of course, you know that there are different, you know, if it's NG, if it's engineering, of course, it's not BSc, it's BENG. If it's a science course or something, it's BSc, there's BA, and then for the legal terms, what do you call it?
It's
LLB?
LLB. And for masters, is LLM.
LLM, okay. And for a doctorate, it's LLP?
It's JD, actually.
Oh, okay. No, I'll just play around there. You know?
So just because of the fact that she got that wrong?
Yeah.
But okay.
And so the thing was that it was a very public calling out. This is about the biggest church in maybe in the country. It's huge. I wonder what would have happened to that woman.
Yeah.
Calling her out in that kind of way.
In that manner.
In that manner. If I went to school.
What happens to her faith?
You know what it is when you so apart from going to the uni, I also went to Open University to study mass communication, and for a course of 4 or 5 years, it depends on how you could spend a very long time.
Yeah.
It could be tasking because you are working at the same time. You're trying to school, you're trying to fend for yourself, you're trying to pay fees, you're trying to pay a lot of things. It can be really grueling and all of that. Yeah. You know, and for somebody to get called out in such a manner on a day when I wanted to give thanks to God. I'm thinking of the mental state of such a woman. What would have happened? And then she was told to go sit down. You can imagine where 100,000 people are like, oh, you lied. How would you even sit down on that seat? The people that are around you.
I wouldn't do that. I would have left the church immediately. I would have walked right out of the church door. Like, that's one. But I'm even trying to think of the courage it takes for people to even come to the stage. Before you even come to the stage and stand beside a pastor and while you're giving your testimony, the nerves of people standing on that's in front of your friends, family. She dressed up for the occasion. She said she was the first in her family to graduate. She started with that. She started with quite a lot of preamble.
Yeah, exactly.
And in my mind, I'm like,
we know the kind of society we are in. Yeah. That kind of thing. You know, people call it that you are breaking. It was a breakthrough. Generational curses or something. You know how much it means to people when that kind of thing happens.
I don't know. And then to think that other people are watching with probably similar testimonies who didn't have the courage or opportunity to come out, and they hear such a thing from the pastor, do you think they will come out to give testimony of God's glory after that? I think they will probably want to keep it to their chest, which will now not inspire others to now push themselves to go and graduate, to go and do a course, to go and, you know, better their lives. Because they're like,
you are LLB.
Pastor is not acknowledging me.
Is it LLB? Let's be sure, BSc. LLB.
Get out.
But you know.
Okay, so now this is what I have to say. I'm going to play a little titty here and play a little.
Wow, devil's advocate.
Titty's never playing titty. You want to
play titty? It was painful for me.
Play titty today now.
No, don't play titty.
Now this is what I'm going to say, right? I mean, after going to school, studying law in the University of Benin for 5 years, right, and then like going further to law school, right? I remember how strenuous the whole process went from day one. Yeah. Believe you me, I am not going to be mistaking what degree I'm coming out with.
Okay.
That is what I'm literally going to say.
Okay.
And it's a thing of pride, I know, for lawyers, right? When they say, oh, yeah, what degree? Do you know how lawyers can be? Do you understand? So my point is that, yeah, so that was a very costly mistake. Of course, like, to err is human.
Yeah.
It's normal. Do you understand? I'm not saying she didn't have it. I mean, it was proof. I mean,
There's proof. There's proof,
that she, I mean, came and everything. But then again, I totally understand the how it feels. Because to be honest, sometimes I'm at church and then I see the way some pastors literally connect with their audience, maybe when they're asking questions, maybe like digging deep. And to be honest, sometimes I cringe. I'm like, oh, God, stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, people are here. Do you understand? But they're like, if you're bold, and I literally was having a conversation with my sister-in-law yesterday about the way some people were answering questions, the way some people were literally asking and pondering. Yeah. And she was like, see, if you are bold enough to carry the mic and say, oh, yeah, I want to answer. Whatever they ask you, whatever,
prepare yourself
for it.
For
do you understand?
Yeah.
But then again, I totally understand because, I mean, those are cringe-worthy moments. Now, me playing the devil's advocate, as I said earlier, to err is human. And I will say I'll try to understand it from his point of view in the sense that, I mean, he's the steward over this house. And we all know that there are times where people come out to give testimonies that are not necessarily correct. To be very honest, right? I understand she was full of gratitude. That was her point, to deliver all of that and everything. But then again, we will not say that these things don't happen. Okay, do you understand? So, and then sometimes, like, being a steward over that house, it is your responsibility to make sure that whatever goes out from your pulpit,
Did he make
so the issue for me is
a huge platform, like, literally should be correct. However, fine, the way he went about it may have not been the right way, right? May have not been the right way.
Okay, so I'm just saying he could have taken a chill pill, found out and come back, or just told her to pause and see him later.
This lady,
or come to ask to see a deacon, or
deserves
do you understand?
An apology
of course,
as public
there's no doubt.
as this
embarrassment
humiliation was.
There's no doubt about that.
I deserve an apology as public. I wish I had more time to talk about it because there's still quite a lot I have to say, but she deserves an apology as public as this humiliation.
It is a costly mistake for a man of God, though. It is.
But
we would love to hear your thoughts
let's
on
know what you
this.
think. Let's put it down in the comments, yeah? All right, we'll be back after this time out.
Yeah.